So Sunday morning, I went to work and I passed my health check. No symptoms, no fever, no chills, no muscle aches, no cough. Everything was fine. They took my temperature. That was perfectly fine. And I went in at 5, and I was perfectly fine. So I go in at 5. I'm perfectly fine. And took my break around 7, and by 8-ish, my chest started feeling heavy, and I was coughing. And by 9, I'm coughing more and more, and I realized the way I'm coughing, customers are going to complain about it, and I didn't really know what was causing it. So I found my manager, and I told my manager, I'm like, hey, my chest is really irritated. I'm coughing a lot. I just want you to know. I'm not really sure what you want me to do. And he was like, okay. He said, well, it's your Friday, so why don't you go ahead and go home on your lunch, which at this point it's about lunchtime. So I go home at lunch. I get home about 9:30-ish, and I'm telling my husband, I'm like, I know you're about to go to work. I just want you to know that I was sent home because I started coughing at work. And he chose to go to work anyway because he said that there just wasn't enough coverage. He left for work at 10, and by the time he left for work, I was getting this body ache, and I was like, I'm gonna go lay down. And I slept a solid 8 hours. I slept until about 6 p.m. and when I woke up at 6 p.m., I woke up at 3 because at 3 I was gonna have to go pick up my kids. And I took my temperature, and it had gone from 99 when I got home to 99.5. I thought, oh, that's going in the wrong direction. So my kids were with my mother-in-law. So I called my mother-in-law, and I told her, I was sent home from work because I started coughing, and my temperature, it's still kind of low, but it's going up. And she just said, the kids stay here. So I went back to sleep. And when I woke up around 6, my temperature was up over 100. I said, okay, this is the point when I would have been not allowed to work. As the day went on, my temperature rose a little bit. I was awake long enough to watch a movie, and then I went back to bed for another solid 8 hours. So it's now Monday morning, and it was a very rough night. I was having very, very vivid dreams, and my dog woke me up around 1:30 to go outside, and it hurt so bad to move and open the door for her. And so I took my temperature, and it was at 101.9. So then I went and took some Tylenol. And about 20 minutes later, I took my temperature again to see if my temp was starting to come down or not. And it was at 102.9. My body hurt so bad, specifically, like, the pain felt like it was in my bones and my joints. And it just hurt to move, it hurt to lay there, it hurt to do anything. So far, I think that the fever is probably the worst part. The cough is very minimal. my chest feels a little heavy, but the cough is almost nothing to be bothered by. But I don't know. I have a telephone call with my doctor in about 15 minutes or so, and I'm hoping that I can go at least get a test, because I work in a grocery store, and I don't know who I'm exposed to every day, so we'll see what happens. So we're here, we're about to get the coronavirus testing. This will be fun. It is 7:30 p.m. My fever is down through the aid of Tylenol, but the body aches and the headache, they don't go away with the fever. They're not quite as bad, but they don't go away. I got my test at 10:30 or so this morning, 11 maybe. I can have the results as early as tomorrow or the next day. The chills, I'm always hot and cold, even when the fever is gone. Can't focus on anything, and I'm just super tired. The cough is a little bit worse today than it was yesterday, but still not the main symptom. The main symptom so far is the fever. We'll see. So it's day 3. I woke up this morning with, it felt like someone was stabbing me in the left side of my throat from the inside. And my lungs are heavy and starting to feel congested. The cough is worse. And I still have a fever, but the fever overall is starting to lower, so that's good. My body hurts, and I don't know if it's my lungs or if it's because I've been sleeping so much, but the back of my back where my lungs are is starting to hurt really bad. I had my husband kind of massage it for a couple minutes, but it really just made me feel like my lungs were on fire while he did that, and so I'm not sure it really helped. I'm still waiting for the test results. This could not be corona, or it could be, but I am getting progressively worse every 8 to 10 hours or so. I have no energy or motivation to do anything. I've only been up 2 hours and I'm ready to go back to bed. And I need to be in the dark, not cold. I need to be in the dark room. My temperature is up. This room is Antarctica. So hopefully the results come in today. But she said it could be 2 days, so tomorrow maybe. It's June 17th, day 4. It's the first day I woke up without a fever, so it makes me think that maybe this isn't COVID. The cough is still there. I'm still sweating really, really bad. My back is killing me. I barely slept last night because my back hurts so bad. I still don't have my test results, and I don't know exactly at what point I'm going to get them. It's supposed to be by today, but it seems like this way is taking forever. My husband hasn't gone to work for the last 3 days, and now he's required to have a doctor's note because it's his 3rd day calling out in a row. So he's messaged his doctor and explained the situation and see if he can get a note or not. I thought all companies had accounted for this kind of situation, but when he called his union, they told him to get a doctor's note. Overall, I'm feeling a little bit better. It's just the muscle aches, the back, and the cough still. I've read conflicting information saying that the fever with COVID lasts for a week before it breaks, and then I've seen people give their first-hand account and say that they have good days and they have bad days. My sense of smell and taste yesterday and today, it's not gone, but it's probably about 10% of normal. So it's just about gone. It takes quite a bit for me to smell it or taste it. I don't know. I wish I could say that I'm patiently waiting, but I'm probably more impatiently waiting. I had to extend my leave at work because I still have symptoms and I have no answers. We'll see. I'm not gonna lie. I really thought that test was gonna come back negative. But it turns out my coronavirus test was positive. I have to continue to self-isolate, which there's 3 adults in this house, and it's a very small house and shared facilities, so the other 2 have pretty much already been exposed anyway. I won't be leaving the house though. My husband has got a little bit of cough, and he and the roommate were talking about pressure feeling on their lungs, and that's how it started with me, so I wouldn't be surprised if they start developing symptoms. Today it's
mostly my back hurting. I had to take Tylenol solely for my back. And my stomach is all kinds of jumbled up. I'm a little bit nauseous. Don't really have much of an appetite because of it. I feel like diarrhea is not far-fetched in the future. And though I haven't had many breathing issues, I got a little worked up, and now I'm very short of breath. My mom keeps calling to check on me. And she's so overly worried. And I'm trying to focus on the fact that my fever's gone. Like, I'm doing fine today, Mom. I'm doing fine. My fever's gone. It could be a sign that maybe I'm not going to get it that bad and I'll be alright. But what I haven't told her is that it's getting harder to breathe. My breaths are shorter, and talking, especially talking on the phone, will trigger coughing spells and difficulty breathing.
So tomorrow makes 2 weeks since I got sick. And though I feel about 1,000 times better than I did, I'm still not symptom free. I still have an occasional cough, headaches every day. I had some stomach troubles yesterday. Felt like I was getting a rash 2 nights ago. I know I stopped recording at day 5, but that's because the breathing difficulties made it very hard to talk. And day 5 through 9 was very, very they were very difficult. I didn't really know if I was going to have to go to the hospital or not. I relied very heavily on the inhaler when it was very rough. But I mostly just did my best to push through, stay up, because I'd seen pulmonologists on YouTube say that laying down was more apt to make it worse. But even staying up, there was not much I could do without it just completely draining my energy. So here I am. It's been 2 weeks, and I'm still not symptom free. My husband is showing mild symptoms, and he's off getting a test right now. I guess his work wanted one. I'm off work for another week. And I have to be 3 days symptom free in order to return to work per the county. So we'll see. Wednesday night I'll have to determine whether I'm going to be able to go back to work on Friday or if I need to do another phone call with the doctor. We had a friend say that he thought 6 weeks was what we should really be put off of work for, and he's a nurse on a COVID unit right now, so I can see how that might be the case, but at the same time I managed to not have to be hospitalized. So I don't know if that, I mean, I would assume that does make a difference. But I got it pretty bad, and I look at my husband and he's barely sick at all. But I started off recording everything. I recorded through the fevers and everything, but shortness of breath, it's no joke. I can see how this kills people. I really can. Hopefully I'll have an update for you in a couple days. Hopefully the symptoms start going away and my children can come home and life can go back to normal.